In the dark waters of international shipping lanes, a ghost navy operates in plain sight, hundreds of untraceable vessels moving billions in illicit goods to fund one of the world's most secretive nuclear programs. This is North Korea's Dark Fleet, and it represents one of the most sophisticated smuggling operations in modern history. The scale of this maritime operation is staggering. According to United Nations reports, North Korea maintains a dark fleet of over 200 vessels that deliberately disable their tracking systems. These ships operate under false flags and constantly change their names and registrations, creating a maritime shell game that spans from the East China Sea to the coast of Africa. The fleet's primary method is ship-to-ship transfers conducted under cover of darkness. Tankers from countries like Russia and China meet North Korean vessels in international waters, transferring millions of barrels of oil through hidden hoses while both ships drift with their navigation systems turned off. These covert operations violate UN sanctions that limit North Korea to 500,000 barrels of refined petroleum annually. The sanctions evasion tactics are remarkably sophisticated. North Korea uses complex networks of shell companies registered in multiple jurisdictions, particularly in Southeast Asia and Africa. Vessels frequently change their names and flags. One ship was documented using 3 different names in a single year, making them virtually impossible to track through conventional means. The revenue streams are diverse and substantial. Beyond oil smuggling, the Dark Fleet transports North Korean coal exports, arms shipments to conflict zones, and even luxury goods for the regime's elite. Combined with cyber operations and other illicit activities, these operations generate an estimated $2 billion annually for Kim Jong-un's government. Despite international efforts, the Dark Fleet continues to operate with relative impunity. The United Nations panel of experts has documented hundreds of sanctions violations, but enforcement remains weak. Naval patrols from the US, Japan, and South Korea intercept only a fraction of the illicit shipments, while political considerations often prevent stronger action against countries that facilitate the trade. Technological countermeasures are struggling to keep pace. While satellite monitoring and artificial intelligence can detect some ship-to-ship transfers, the Dark Fleet has adapted. They conduct transfers during poor weather to avoid satellite imagery, use vessels with similar appearances to legitimate ships, and exploit gaps in global maritime surveillance coverage. The nuclear connection is direct and undeniable. Every barrel of smuggled oil, every ton of illicit coal, and every arms shipment directly funds North Korea's weapons programs. Intelligence agencies estimate that without this illicit revenue, the country's nuclear and ballistic missile development would be severely hampered by lack of funds and materials. The global implications extend far beyond the Korean peninsula. North Korea's Dark Fleet has created a blueprint for how determined nations can exploit weaknesses in global systems. Other sanctioned countries are watching and learning, while the very foundations of international law and sanctions regimes are being tested on the high seas. North Korea's Dark Fleet demonstrates how determined nations can exploit global systems, creating a blueprint for sanctions evasion that challenges international security. As these ghost ships continue their silent missions across the world's oceans, they carry not just illicit cargo, but a fundamental challenge to the global order itself.